Welcome back again, everybody. This time we're going to be looking at Steelwill from Silverhawks Ultimates Wave 2. And let's go ahead and pop him out of this shipper case. As with Bluegrass, the box is amazing. It's a shame to open them up and throw these packages away. They look gorgeous. Alright, we'll do a slip reveal. Okay. Now I got to say, in opposition to Bluegrass, my initial reaction with this figure is this figure looks amazing. The colors are very good. I can actually see that metallic in him, whereas really you can't see it in Bluegrass very well. I like this guy. There's a lot here. Man, it's almost like a RoboCop character. Steelwill was the big muscle of the group. He was the football player themed character, and he looks phenomenal. I think he looks pretty darn great. Turn around, look at his bio. A little holographic image of Steelwill. Got his bio here. Steelwill, Silverhawks Sergeant. Steelwill is a human law enforcement officer modified into a cyborg to withstand the effects of hypertravel through space. This grants him enhanced strength, agility, and speed. Unique among the Silverhawks, his faceplate is a football helmet. Unlike the hawk-like covers of his teammates, he has built-in wings for atmospheric and space flight, as well as being shown to have a built-in fire extinguisher. For combat, he has a built-in laser within his arm and retractable talons in his feet for attacking while flying. He and his sister, Steelheart, have an enhanced psychic bond, enabling communication from vast distances. Alright, Steelwill. I can't wait to get you out of here, so let's go ahead and cut him out of this package. Alright, there's a lot to unpack here with Steelwill. Let's get in here, take a look at this Chad face of his. The paint is pretty good on the face and the body. Again, the same issue I have are these mold lines. They're hideous. I don't know what they were thinking. They let that slide. That's just ugly. Like, you could have hid that better than that. You could have cut that out. But there's a bad seam line along the head. The rest of the body doesn't look as prominent as it did with Bluegrass, but that head definitely, that seam line is pretty atrocious. The sculpt is pretty good. I like the shadowing and paint detail on him. It looks a lot better. It's just a lot better. Like, I feel like, I don't know. He's a strong character as far as paint apps are concerned. It looks good from head to toe. It doesn't blend perfectly in some spots, but you know, it doesn't look too bad or too noticeable. Let's take a look at his articulation here. The head has pretty good up movement. He has a ab crunch, which doesn't do anything. And in a way swivel. Like, at this point, why even tool that in place? It doesn't do anything. The shoulder is not tight at all. Elbow, you're not going to get much out of that. That's about as far as you're going to get. A lot of paint fleck. The paint around that wristband is kind of sloppy. I don't know, there's just points where the paint is great and points where the paint isn't even any better than something you'd get at the store. That bicep on the right is pretty tight. Yeah, you're not going to get a 90 degree out of these elbows. Of course, he is a bigger, chunkier figure. And then, of course, he's got the thigh cuts, which go pretty good. He has the... which is, you can get a 90 on the knee, and then the swivel, which is surprising. And his feet are loose. Like, that's pretty loose. He's going to have standing problems. He's got a little claw talon on the back. Yep. And then that's going to mirror over to the other side. Looking good. Articulation's decent, but man, I can't get past those wobbly feet. And his, his thighs are, one of his thighs is a little loose. Alright. Steelwill. I already see how he wants to tilt. Accessories. Okay, this guy's got the accessories. His hawk is massive. Just in comparison, this is Bluegrass's hawk. Oop. They look like they're from two different franchises, but this hawk is massive. He looks great. Somewhat pliable. His feet are a lot softer than the super hard feet on the other, on Bluegrass's bird. So I could actually see him being able to grip onto an arm or a shoulder a lot better. He stands well on his own too. Of course, he comes with the standing version, unflighted, and he's pretty much the same. Stands very well. At least I like that. They can stand on their own. Comes with some episode-specific accessories. He's got this mouth gun. It's been 20 plus years since I've seen this show, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you what this is about. It does come with a detachable part so that you can put on a different closed mouth. Why? I don't know. Maybe that's something episode specific. But anyway, I'd prefer the open mouth. Anywho. And he comes with this gun, which also pulls out. It is a different size port than the mouth, so you can't exactly fit the mouth onto that. I wonder why they did that. But it does have the little blaster effect on it if you want to remove that. Those are pretty cool little guns. He comes with 2 extra heads. He comes with his football helmet head, which looks pretty good. The paint on it is decent. And as you can see, no real prominent mold lines. And then he comes with this alternate head, smiling head, which is the same. No prominent mold lines. You can see them, but they're not sticking out. So I'm probably going to display him with one of these 2 heads. And while we're on it, let's pop the head off. See if this football head goes on pretty good. Oh, nice and snug. It looks pretty good like that. I like it. Woohoo. Doesn't want to stand though. He also comes with his 2 wing out arms, which is my next concern, is swapping these arms out. I want to see if it's as easy or complicated as the Power Rangers arm swapping ability was. So let's go ahead and see. Nope, not a big deal at all. That came out pretty easy. Yep, very easy. Scarily easy, in fact. Let's see, let's pop this arm in. Alright, this was something I was worried about. I did not know if they were going to have actual elbow articulation with their upper arms. I didn't know if they were going to have actual elbow articulation with their wing arms. But they do. They have shoulder and elbow, and they have shoulder and bicep articulation. That being said, it's not going to look right unless you have it folded a certain way. So this is about as good as you're going to get it. You can orient the shoulders separate, which is good. Let's give him a couple hands. Got a flight hand for both flesh and blue side, which looks pretty good. Also, he comes with 2 laser effects as he shoots lasers from his shoulders. And interesting, as I found out pulling him out of the package, these little tips actually come up out. These are like little optional blast effects on the lasers. So I guess if he hits somebody. And of course, these should port right into the shoulders. They do not. They do not peg in very well. They're very tight. very tight, so you're going to want to heat something up. You're going to want to heat those up to get those lasers in there. I barely got them sitting in there. I think they look stupid. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be displaying them like that, but I won't be. The blast effects are cool. I'm glad they included them, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. That being said, flying football player, Silverhawks. I think it looks pretty good. I'm glad that they did a little bit of extra articulation with the wings. I'm glad that they made this a soft, pliable rubber. I hope that continues forward. Now, as mentioned, he has the 2 flying hands. He has a 2 resting hands on in the package. He has a gripping hand for both left and right. He has a left and right trigger finger, so you can wield both guns if you want. And then 2 fists. I'm going to play with these trigger fingers, see how he holds his guns. As I mentioned, he sort of reminds me of RoboCop, so let's give him some blasting effect action. Let's see. Perfect size, perfect fit for that gun. These are pretty big gun handles too, and it surprises me that they actually got the gripping perfect. Yeah, the gripping's perfect on these. I would have liked... So you can have like your big RoboCop-ish Silverhawk blasting and mouthing off to the villains. My only big issue so far are these weak ankles. They do not let him stand very well. They do not at all let him stand very well. And his wrists are kind of weak. But you can get him in there. He looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's see how the bird fits on his arm. Bird fits on his arm perfectly, just about. Like, I don't know why they couldn't figure that out with bluegrass. But it looks good. You can put both versions. I mean, it fits nicely. So you can have his bird actually on his arm. That was something simple they could have fixed with bluegrass, and I guess they just... Maybe they were worried it was going to be brittle. As you can see, that wrist is really loose, so the weight of that gun just pulls it over. Like, hi everybody. Anyway, this has been a quick unboxing and review of Steelhawk from Silverhawks Wave 2 from Super7. You are Supreme Toys. Thank you so much for watching.